I'm out here in the garden and it's just a beautiful spring day. It's not even technically spring yet, but in Florida at least, like technically, but it's spring. Spring is here. I came out here to this lovely garden that I love to come to. And it's like it was beckoning me to come be amongst the plants and nature, commune with them. And they commune with me. The sound of the wind in the trees, the birds and the breeze. Pollinating bees. I brought my journal with me and was reflecting on what has happened thus far in 2025 and in general the last month. It's been wild, to say the least, in many ways. Wild in many ways, interesting in many ways, impactful in many ways. But I signed up to come onto this game that we are playing on Earth. I signed up for this. So there has to be a reason, there has to be a way through to beat this level, this particular level, and the many levels, the infinite levels and levels and levels in this game. I am both the character in the game and the player playing the character in the game. So, I'm still in the game. So, for some reason, the player, me, is still playing the game. Man, there has been some profound nodal points thus far. Like real strong nodal points. You know those points in life that really mark a moment on the timeline, that a moment that connects many other points. It's a nodal point. It's what happens before this nodal point and after this nodal point. So recently, I've had a family member transition suddenly, really suddenly. My nephew, my eldest nephew, Dante Isaiah Davis. And it sounds so weird to even say this out loud, honestly. To say that he has transitioned from his physical form here on Earth. He has exited the game in the physical form. Now he's more of a spirit energy that helps other people that are still playing the game in the physical form here on Earth. So, in a lot of ways, he has more influence than he has ever had before. Maybe he wants to be the guide, the assistance, the power up but it happened so suddenly. I'm still honestly wrapping myself around it, I think. I don't know. Everyone grieves in different ways in their own time, and it happens in waves. It's not something you can kind of just neatly pack away in a closet, in a box, shove it away. Yeah, I spoke about this before, how grief is love, how grief is the souvenir of love. To have grief is a representation of the love that was there, the impact. There's certain things in life that are just nodal points that just stick out to you. And that was definitely one of them for me that's happened recently. It was a transition of a family member that was more like a sibling. I've been an aunt since I was 3, and he was like a little brother to me. I'm the youngest in my household. 3 older brothers. I do have other siblings, but they weren't raised in my household like day to day. So he was like a little sibling. My nephew, we're only 3 years apart. So it's definitely interesting. It happened so suddenly, and then we had to take care of everything so suddenly. So I definitely feel like things are still being processed for me. And I know for a lot of people in my family and his friends, still processing it, processing the impact that this person, Dante, has had on their lives. The impact that somebody that's been exited out the game so early. And maybe it isn't a direct impact, maybe it's a subtle impact that compounds through time. Maybe it's a change, a ripple to a wave of change from here on out. How do you move past this point in time? What changes? What layers are you shedding away from you? Yeah. He was turning 27, passed away 3 days before his birthday. A grand exit. I mean, 27 club, leaving on a 9-year. If there was ever a year to exit out the game, it would be 27. It's one of them. 27 is one of them. A lot of influential people have fled the scene at 27. There has been other overlaps in other symbolisms and synchronicities surrounding this nodal point that is a confirmation for me, at least, that nothing is a coincidence. Just like in excellent game design, nothing is a coincidence, everything is interconnected, and there is a reason, a purpose for everything that you see in the game. That's how I like to treat life. Everything has a purpose. Every little flower, foliage, the way the light shines. the way a breeze, the way you feel a breeze, the way it graces you. The breeze could have breezed a little to the left or a little to the right, but it chose to breeze on you. How may that little breeze affect you? Speed you up or slow you down? What is the butterfly effect of a breeze? Just like that one. But there are some signs and synchronicities, like the scene. I went to go, I was really hands-on with this occurrence, this family occurrence. And once I got the call that Dante passed, I went to the location of where it occurred and just helping make sure everything was smooth. The police officer that was there on the scene had a tattoo with Romans 6:6, and that deals with, I actually wrote it in my journal, so I just go to my journal from that day. Oh, it's in my other journal. This is a new journal. This is my journal on February 27th. Think not of what you wish you could have said and done, but rather what you will say and do moving forward. On this day, in this journal entry, this is after reflecting on what happened, just trying to process things. And this is what I have in here so far. Think not of what you wish you could have said and done, but rather what you will say and do moving forward. The spirit is eternal. Your spirit inhabiting this avatar in the physical world is variable, is cyclical. Into beginning, like the phoenix who dies and rises again. The end is really the beginning. There is no end. Just like what is the end and beginning of a circle? They're the same point. With each swell of heartbreak, the capacity to love expands. That's very true. The pendulum, if you watch my video, I made a video kind of touching on that. Dante's passing is a nodal point marking change and transition, personal and collective, as a community, in the ways we speak, relate, and connect with each other. So there's no reason, and it's not best practice to sit there and regret, oh, I should have did this and I could have done that, to change this particular situation. But how can you use certain moments in your life to impact how you moving forward? Maybe there's things you noticed that you could have done, and that you take that and then you do it moving forward. Let this be a lesson. Let this be, there's nothing is a failure. It's always feedback. Nothing is a failure, it's always feedback. There's always something to learn that will feed into evolving something, progressing something. elevating something. Investigate further, go deeper into understanding each other, ask questions. So, with my nephew, I definitely wish there was more questions I asked, more understanding. And, you know, when you ask one question, there's other questions that unfold. Yes, I wish I would have went deeper. So moving forward, that's what I'll do with the people that I care and love for. Just being more intentional to go even deeper than I already am going. Share appreciation and gratitude that you have with others. Share the things you love. And share the things you are concerned about and things you notice. We need to be having hard conversations sometimes with the people you love. Sometimes keeping somebody accountable is love. That is also love. Not just the being a yes man to everything someone does. And being agreeable oftentimes is not a reflection of love. Have hard conversations. Do the hard things. A lot of times that really shows who wants to be in your life and who really cares about you. A lot of times. Some of the times people are haters, but sometimes you need a hater in your life. Really. Character development, motivation. Let your haters be your motivators. But the sheriff on the night of Dante's transition was wearing a Romans 6:6 tattoo. Crazy. As I spoke to you before, he passed a couple days before his 27th birthday. I'd definitely say he's transitioning and still transitioning right now. So the Phoenix dies to rise again. Energy is always conserved and never dies. Romans 6:6, it's talking about resurrection and how Jesus dies for people's sins, which when I think about sins, I think about change. Okay? So from that moment that Jesus sacrificed his life, how do you wish to change? How do you wish to remove your sins? You do that by taking what information you had before that nodal point, Jesus sacrificing his life, or a major death in your life, or a major change or a transition, something, nodal point, and how do you move forward? When I think about sin, I think about you gaining more knowledge and awareness of maybe an action pattern or a thought pattern. And now with this awareness, how do you move forward? What do you change? If you're resisting the change, sinning is like resisting the change that you know you need to make. The Bible is like written in code. It's poetry. It's the game codes. It's the player's manual. in ways. It's one of them. Nature is another. Two things, pieces of media that I've watched recently that have been impactful. One, Shrek. I know. It doesn't seem like it'd be some serious piece of media, but if you rewatch Shrek, there are so many messages in Shrek. Okay, first of all, um, being your authentic self and being different, how people see that as a threat, and they want to remove the things that give something character. Want to hide the magic of life. And why? So you don't realize that you have the power? The one thing I noticed about Shrek is how he's just living his life in his swamp, and without even noticing it, he just enters into his quest, his like main character quest. He didn't even want to do all that. He literally just wants to live on his swamp by himself, and to fight for his solitude, he entered on a quest. Please rewatch Shrek. First of all, one, because it's funny as fuck. Two, because there's a lot of messages. I have also been sent and called to watch The Truman Show recently. And woo, if you've never watched The Truman Show, make sure you watch it. Okay. That movie, it was a timely watch. Because it's further confirmation about the ways that life's a movie, life's a game, it's a simulation. Okay. Truman Show. Another movie that I rewatched recently is Interstellar, and I spoke about that recently. Please watch Interstellar if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen it in a while, please watch it again. Everything is interconnected. This is a game, simulation, matrix. All of the things. The hero's journey. I guess maybe this is what this video is about. I didn't really know what this video was about, really. Honestly, just thought it was rambling at the garden. But, you know, everything comes together at some point. Listen. You are the hero of your story, okay? You are the main character. You might be the villain in somebody else's story, but you are the hero in your story, okay? It's time to go on your hero's journey. Live your life like it's a game, like it's a movie, okay? If you need to go on a side quest, go on a side quest. There are going to be notable points that happen in your life. You take them in You bring them inside, you reflect, you process. There's what happens before that point, and there is what happens after. Take that information, you transmute what happened, okay? You transmute it by making changes and transitions. So for me, it was a sudden death in my family. This is not my first sudden death in my family. Done this before. I thought I was done with sudden death, but I guess not. I guess there is more for me to transmute, whether it is to provide information and provide knowledge to whoever watches this video, even if it's just me in the future. Hello, Ashley in the future. You're looking grand, per usual. I hope you are having a blessed day. But, yes, go on your hero's journey. The hero's journey looks like a little mountain. Because everything, or a wave, because everything happens in waves. You go down, you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. Waves do not die. It's like a spring. There's the call to action, just like Shrek. He just ended up on his hero's journey somehow. He didn't even know it. Sometimes you don't even know it. But if you watch this video, then you'll know it. And you'll be able to be present and move with intention throughout your journey. When you're going through your obstacles down here, you're climbing up to the climax, the top of the mountain for the view. You'll know. And you'll appreciate it. You'll appreciate all the steps. And you'll appreciate when you come down from your climax, because you know that another mountain, another journey comes after that. Transmute the nodal points, the notable points in your timeline of your life, of your game, of your movie. You're the hero in your story. Let's get it. Let me go, because there's people walking around in the garden, and they're probably like, what is this lady doing over here in the gazebo? Talking to herself in the video. That's my cue. Even though I'll be that lady. I'll be that girl. I'll be that girl. It's me. Ashley. Ashley. No Y, one E. All of the things.